Hey, it's Coach Jamila, and I just wanted to go live today to share some things with you. First, I want to give a couple of caveats. My son got sick, and then he got me sick, and so I'm getting over that. And so, I don't know how to mute this, so I don't want to be hacking up a lung or coughing. So pardon me if that happens. But I am a transformation life coach. I basically teach women how to be happy, really how to overcome low self-esteem, low self-worth, low self-confidence, how to overcome self-sabotaging tendencies, negative thinking, negative self-talk, and really how to clear up relationship, fears and insecurity. So that's what I do. And I do that by working with my clients one-on-one, and as well as through my programs. I have a variety of programs. I have a 30-day program, I have a 90-day program, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how our thoughts and feelings about money actually can keep us broke. Many people think that the fact that they don't have money is due to external circumstances, as to why they don't have it. But really, everything that we experience in life is a reflection of what we truly believe. It's kind of coming from the inside out, okay? And so it's our mindset, it's how we think about something, it's how we feel about something that really shapes how it's going to show up in our life. And so for me personally, I wanted to share this, one of the things that I've come to realize since really going full-fledged, into entrepreneurship, really expanding my coaching business and everything is, the more you grow, you begin to realize that there are some limiting beliefs there that you have to address and deal with. And many of mine were surrounding money. And you work through them, right? And you experience a measure of growth. But then you kind of seem to hit, another wall or whatever. I'm like, what is this? And so one of the techniques and that I learned when I went through my training, and then I, of course, tweaked it to make it my own for what I do with my clients, is a technique that allows you to identify those disappointments and things that you've experienced, and then a process for really allowing them to let go or be released so that you're no longer holding on to those negative thoughts and feelings. And so for me, I decided to do this exercise surrounding money. And when I did it, it was very, very eye-opening, because what was revealed is that I actually had a really, really negative adversarial relationship with money. And let me explain to you why. So both of my parents worked full-time when I was a child, and then they got into a network marketing business when I was about 4 years old. And so they would go to work every day, and then in the evenings they would go to their meetings. And so they were gone all the time. Whenever there was something at school, that a field trip that I want chaperoned, the reason they could not attend was I have to work. Well, why do they have to work? We have to make money. If we wanted them to stay home in the evening, it was, we have to go to our meeting. Well, why do they need to go to their meeting? Because they need to make money. And so money was always, being thrown up, right? And as a child, because let's face it, all your inner limiting beliefs come from when you're little, and children look at things in very black and white. And so as far as I was concerned, the reason why my parents were not around and not there for me was this thing called money. It seemed to always be in the way of keeping them being there for me. And there always seemed to never be enough of it. It was just negative, right? And then when I moved forward in life, my first marriage, I married someone who money was not a skill set that he was especially great at, and then spend the next, decade and a half dealing with that. And so for me, every single experience that I ever had in my life surrounding money was negative, was absolutely negative. I didn't have not one positive experience around money, not my whole life. So I had this negative thing, and I didn't even realize it. You think, oh, I'm going to set the goals, I want to make money, so I can pay these bills, or so I can, get out of debt, whatever. And you're kind of looking at those things in a positive way, but not really understanding what was really lurking beneath and why it seemed like I could never really break past or break through, it was just like something there that I really couldn't put my finger on. And so, like I said, I went through this exercise, and the belief that came up was that money was a horrible person, this bad person that was deceitful. It kept parents from children, and there was never enough of it. And I hated it. I hated money. That's the belief that came up. Okay, so how successful do you think I was ever going to be as an entrepreneur if I hated money? Okay, how successful do you think I was ever going to be in any job or career, if I hated money? It just wasn't going to work because you work to make money to pay your bills. Excuse me. This is what I was talking about. I'm sorry. But give me a moment. But especially when you work for yourself, you have to keep yourself motivated. You have to be responsible, for your own, enthusiasm and motivation and all those things. And so when you're an entrepreneur and you're working for yourself, you cannot have a negative relationship with money or you'll never make any. And here it is. I had a strictly adversarial relationship with it because I literally hated it. And so as I went through this exercise, I worked through it, writing, and really I'm writing things down and writing this out. And what I really was able to allow myself to come to appreciate was that money was neutral. Okay, it was not good or bad. It was simply a tool that allowed me to get what I want, to get the things that I needed. Okay. And that having it, even having a lot of it, didn't mean that I was focused on the wrong things or not focused on what was important, because there are plenty of people throughout history that have been focused on the things that were important, and yet they had a lot of money. And that didn't take away from their priorities. It didn't take away from their spirituality or any of those things. And so that is the balanced, reasonable view that I had to bring myself through, going through this exercise. And this exercise is something, it's a tool that I use with my clients one-on-one. Like I said, I applied it to money, but we really, when I'm working with my clients one-on-one, apply it to them personally. Whatever they're working on is what I take them through, and I'm really good at what I do. I'm really good at helping women identify what is the problem. Like, you're talking to me and I'm listening and I take what you say and I flip it back to you and you're like, yeah, that's it. And I'm like, I got it. Because I can feel what you feel. I don't know. It's just, it's my gift. It's what I do. It's just I listen, I hear, and then I'm able to identify what the issues are, because 99% of the problem is diagnosing it, right? Because then if you know what it is, then you can devise a plan to correct it. And then I'm also really good at that, helping people. Okay, this is what we do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get focused. Let's get strategy. Let's get methodical, right? That's what I do. That's how I help my clients move forward, in their thinking, whether it be about money, whether it be about relationships, whether it be about themselves, because something women really struggle with is how they feel about themselves and their own skin. Women really struggle with negative self-talk. We beat ourselves up all the time about a variety of things. And so that's one of the main ways, that I help my clients, and I'm really good at helping women overcome that. And so anyway, one of the things that you really have to understand about money is that your thoughts and feelings around it, if they're negative like mine were, you're never going to really reach a point to where it's just flowing in and out of your life, because, maybe you'll get it and you hold on to it. Like I'm a saver, like, oh, I'm going to hold on to it. I don't know when it's going to come back. You know what I mean? And so if you have all this angst and negativity around it, it can't flow into your life. You can't be generous with it. And you just it's always a struggle. And so you really have to, I'm going to share these tips with you. You really need to sit quietly, right, with your thoughts and your feelings, and write them down, all these thoughts and feelings that you have, surrounding money. And then you need to clear them up, okay? You need to change that view on them. You need to identify it and then change it up, clear it up. And then you really need to create a new set of beliefs by creating a mindset routine, of course, that incorporates positive affirmations. And really, you have to be on it daily. Remember, your beliefs surrounding anything are simply the things that you've been telling yourself every day, not on a conscious level, but you've been telling yourself this since you were a kid every day, and that's why you believe it. See, simply because you believe something about yourself in particular does not make it true, okay? A lot of people think a lot of bad things about themselves. I'm not worthy. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm unlovable. None of that stuff is true. But it's simply based on a belief that they developed because of an experience they had or because of something someone told them, and they kept telling themselves over and over again, and so they accepted it. So you change it. You can change it. Just because you believe it, if it's negative, you don't have to keep it, okay? You can get rid of it. And this is how you do that, okay? And then with this mindset routine, I do it in the morning when I wake up and before bed, because, man, our thinking is constantly being contaminated, by everything, bombarded by the media, bombarded by the people sometimes that we come into contact with, or sometimes the people we're already connected with that maybe are not on the same wavelength as we have come to be on, and maybe they're a little bit negative. And so you really have to constantly work really hard to get your mind right, okay? And one of the main things that you can do also is you need to stay conscious of these beliefs surrounding money, okay? If you feel yourself slipping, into that headspace, or you hear the negative talk beginning, you got to start talking yourself out of it. No. Money is neutral. It's just a tool. It allows me to get what I want. It allows me to get what I need. That's it. It's not, and it's not an emotional thing. It's just I work, I give. People appreciate my skills and talents. They reward me by providing me with money, which I then use to buy what I want and what I need. That's simply it. It's not a person. How people have chosen to use it, how people have chosen to prioritize it into their life that may have affected me negatively, is not the money that was the issue. It was them and their choices that was the issue. Does that make sense? So you got to start talking yourself into a better frame of mind. And you can apply that to really any negative thought pattern that you have. Catch yourself and then begin to talk yourself out of it. Now, one of the best ways to overcome, this negative thinking and negative self-talk is to really seek help. If it's not something you're able to do on your own, because accountability is everything, right? Why do people hire personal trainers? Because they know they are not going to go to the gym and do what they need to do to lose the weight they need to lose. And so if they pay money, they know they're going to show up, right? So this is what people do in a variety of areas to ensure that they get the results that they want. Now, I created a 30-day program. It's called the Get Real and Heal Mindset Reset, Get Unstuck and Move On. And it's designed to help women, who maybe are stuck in bitterness and anger, who maybe can't forgive themselves for certain things, who maybe are struggling with just a pattern of negative thinking, and they want to snap themselves out of it, and they're not exactly sure how to do that. So it's a 30-day program that I created. And you're absolutely welcome and invited to learn more about it. All you have to do is book a free 30-minute discovery and action call with me, and we can talk more about what's going on with you, really identify what the core issues are that are blocking you and keeping you from getting what you want, and then really determine if this program even, necessarily is a good fit for you, right? Because I don't want your money. I don't need your money. I want to help you. And if this program isn't the best fit for you, then I'm not going to recommend that you do that. I'll recommend, something else, okay? And if I can't help you, I'm going to tell you that too, because maybe I can't. But at least you'll get some tremendous clarity on the call and know exactly what it is that you need to do to start moving forward and getting some traction in your life. So again, just to review, if you are struggling with money, if you feel like you keep hitting not even the glass ceiling that corporate America places on you, but your own ceiling that you placed on yourself because of your inner limiting beliefs, one, sit quietly, allow yourself to feel those feelings surrounding money, write them down, clear them up. Number two, create a daily mindset routine, morning and night, that includes positive affirmations to install these new beliefs that you need to have around money so that you don't have such a negative adversarial relationship with it like I did. And then finally, you need to get into the habit of speaking positively to yourself, changing the conversation that you're having in your head so that you can start changing it. Because then once you make that your habit, then that's where your brain is going to start to go when it comes to money or really to anything else that you're struggling with. So again, if you would like some help in this regard, you're welcome to reach out to me. I'll put the link in the description on how to book that free call, or you can go to my website, coachjamila.com, or I'm sure it's somewhere here on my Facebook page. There's links everywhere and in some posts. But anyway, just want to thank you for watching. I just wanted to go live, say what's up, and share these tips. I hope this was helpful. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and I look forward to seeing you here.